All right, current time 9:36. I'm meteorologist Trevor Birchett. We're going to do a little weather update here on our social media platforms and on ABC 24+. We're going to give everybody just a second to join in here. I'm going to send out an alert on our mobile app as well. So if you are just clicking in, let me know where you're watching from. I do have the comments pulled up, so if you have any questions, comments, concerns about the weather, let me know down below and I will happily get to those. But like I said, we're going to give everybody just a couple of seconds, and while they are doing that, I'm going to do an app alert here. All right, that looks good. Send this out. Again, if you're just joining us, we're going to get started here in just a second. I'm going to give everybody just a couple of seconds to join in on Facebook. Sometimes it takes a second to get that notification pushed out to folks. So bear with us just a couple more seconds here and we will get started with our updates. We will send that out too while we are waiting. And again, like I said, I've got these comments pulled up. So if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns about the weather, we'll get these comments pulled up here. How many words can you type in 30 seconds? Doing this job, a lot. You learn how to type and multitask really well. April in Oakland, hello, how are you? All right, that is all good to go. So let's go ahead and get started here with our update. So we actually already have a couple of downpours, some showers popping up down in northern Mississippi. Helena, West Helena over to Batesville and Oxford. Some spotty splash or dash showers coming through, especially along Highway 278 down in Mississippi. So if you are traveling today, bring the rain gear, but not a whole lot of thunder and lightning with this. This activity is not really what we're concerned about. Yes, there could be some heavy rain, but it's going to be after lunchtime today that we start to see that first main round of thunderstorms roll through the area. Clouds and radar right now showing us kind of a wide picture. We had a warm front come through last night, and if you stepped outside, you know it came through because it's already almost 70 degrees in Memphis. What that's also doing, once that warm front came through, our winds have started to come out of the south. So now that we have southerly winds, we're getting a lot of moisture to come in off the Gulf of Mexico. So now that we have that southerly air, we're kind of getting some energy to come in off the Gulf. And as our cold front approaches over here in Texas, it is going to help to pack up some thunderstorms and roll them into our area a little bit later today and into tonight. You see those temperatures right now, 60s, nearly 70. It is very warm out there. Prime for severe weather, unfortunately. So we had a lot of questions about timing, how severe it's going to get. Well, let's start with the timing. We've really got two rounds of thunderstorms that we're going to have to deal with in the Memphis area. The first round is going to come through later this afternoon. Again, we could have some downpours, some showers before this, but I'm talking about the nasty weather, that first round of big storms. That's going to be from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. We'll get a little bit of a break tonight, 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., and then round two is going to come in 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. So we have two rounds of storms. One is going to impact your evening commute today. The other one is going to impact your morning commute tomorrow. And either one of these rounds could produce some severe weather. Just to keep it more on timing, we'll kind of show you hour by hour, and then we will get to the threats, what we expect and where we expect it. So again, this is right now on the hour by hour. Yeah, there are some showers out there. There is rain possible through lunchtime today, but it's really going to be later this afternoon we start to see more storms develop. I'm going to stop the clock at 7 p.m. and this model and several other models do have a batch of thunderstorms rolling into the Memphis area by 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. Models are indicating that there could be enough ingredients with this batch that this batch of storms could be severe. Again, that's going to be this evening around 6 or 7 p.m. So keep an eye on the weather around that time frame. And then here's our break around 10 p.m. Some light rain, but really not a whole lot else going on. Then round two comes in. Here's 2 a.m. tonight into tomorrow morning. Very heavy rain, thunder, lightning, heavy winds coming into eastern Arkansas. And that line of storms is going to be passing through Dyersburg, Memphis, DeSoto County into North Mississippi by 5 a.m. and then off to the east by 7 a.m. Notice by 7 a.m. the rain is ending in Memphis tomorrow morning, but still heavy thunderstorms in western Tennessee and northern Mississippi. Now, most of the weather will be gone by lunchtime tomorrow, but there will still be a couple of showers, maybe even a thunderstorm into the early afternoon hours of your Tuesday. So I do think by tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, things are going to start to clear out. All right, April asked, how severe will it get this afternoon? And here's the breakdown of that. There are ingredients in place right now for severe weather to happen. We have all the ingredients we need for it to happen. The question is, what storms will become severe? Because even in an environment like this, not every storm that develops is going to turn severe. And I think we could probably, as meteorologists, do a better job of communicating that. Even in a terrible severe weather situation, something way worse than today, not everybody's going to see severe weather. Severe weather happens very locally, especially tornadoes. You think about how small tornadoes are. We could even get 100 tornadoes, and the chances of you being hit by a tornado are slim. So just keep that in the back of your mind. If you're somebody that gets anxious or worried about weather, that's something that always used to help me when I was afraid of weather, is that even if it does happen, the odds of it happening in your neighborhood are slim. Not zero, keep an eye on the weather, but this is kind of what we're thinking here. I do have a medium risk for damaging wind gusts 50 to 60 miles an hour. I do think a lot of the storms that we see today and into tonight have the potential to produce damaging winds. That means tree branches being knocked around, power lines coming down. So if you do commonly lose power, you might want to consider keeping your phone charged, keep some flashlights nearby. Hail, I think it's a good possibility in these evening storms, that round between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. today. I think we could see some hail in the strongest of storms. Really, what I'm a little more concerned about is the flooding. We're thinking 2 to 3, maybe 4 or 5 inches of rain in the next 24 hours. So if you're on a street or in an area that typically floods in heavy rain, this is probably a situation where you're going to see some flooding. So just keep that in mind. And of course, if you do see a flooded roadway, remember to turn around. Don't drive through that water. With the situation like this, tornadoes are a low threat, but I do think it's possible we see some brief tornadoes. I don't think this is a day where we have a massive tornado touchdown and it's on the ground for 100 miles and it is just catastrophic. I think we're going to have a couple of brief spin-up tornadoes is what we like to call them. That's when they touch down for a second and they lift right back up. But just because they're brief and doesn't mean they're weak, doesn't mean they cannot cause damage. You get a brief tornado in a populated area and you have damage. So we're going to watch it. Again, I think it's going to be very brief, quick tornadoes if we do get them, but it is obviously something we're keeping a close eye on today into tonight. Rainfall totals, like I said, that is becoming more and more of a concern. 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of rain across the area. There could be some localized spots, I think especially over in eastern Arkansas, that see a little closer to 5 inches of rain in the next 24 hours. So like I said, if you have a creek or a stream in your neighborhood that commonly floods, go ahead and think about that. If your road typically floods, think about that because you don't want to be driving through flooded water. We do have our ABC 24 app, and this is what I like to tell people because there are folks that whenever we talk about severe weather, they get a little worried, they get a little anxious. As long as you're prepared and you have a way to be informed of the weather, there's no reason to be scared. I like to say, be prepared, don't be scared. So if you download our app, the ABC 24 app, it's totally free. I don't make any money off of telling you to get it. I think it's actually a cool tool. We have it on Apple and on Google Play. Download the ABC 24 app. If we do go live, of course, if the weather gets bad enough, we go onto TV, you can watch that stream right there. So if you do lose power, you can watch us. And then also, we will send you an alert. If you go in your settings on the app, you can customize which warnings you want, where you are, that kind of thing. We will send you an alert to your phone and say, hey, a tornado warning is in effect or a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. That way, as long as you have this, you don't have to be that worried because if you do need to be worried, we will send you a notification if one of those storms is coming into your neighborhood. So just a cool tool to have if you are someone that normally gets worried or worked up about the weather. As long as you have that tool, you shouldn't have to worry too much because we will alert you if a threatening storm is approaching your neighborhood. All right, that is all I had in my little presentation, and we've still got a few people watching. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any of the, hey, what's going to happen in my neighborhood, you can go ahead and do that now. And I will try to answer those questions really quickly. But I will tell you that we're going to be keeping an eye on this all day long. We don't have a midday newscast today. That's why I decided to come on here. We have the Rose Bowl parade on ABC at midday, so there's no local news at 11 a.m. like usual. We will be back on air at 5 p.m. Meteorologist Danielle Moss will be here, and if need be, I'll come back, but I hope to not have to come back until tomorrow morning for that second round of storms. Hopefully things do not get too out of hand and too crazy with this first round of storms that's coming in a little bit later tonight. So again, that's all the update I had. 2 rounds of storms on the way here, one this afternoon and evening and another one tomorrow morning. After that, it looks like we're done with the crazy weather for a while. The rest of the week looks better. Maybe some more showers by the weekend, but it doesn't look like anything too incredibly severe. All right, guys, thank you for checking in with us. Follow us here on social media. Follow my social media. If anything crazy is happening, we will let you know. Otherwise, keep an eye on that weather today.